Hey there, fifth grade. We are jumping into a new module. And in module 3, our focus is going to be multiplying and dividing fractions. So we're starting with the idea of multiplication. So there's a couple things I want to talk about as we get into lesson 1. So first of all, we're going to be, in lesson 1 in particular, we're going to be using an array. An array is a visual picture that can show us multiplication. It can also show the idea of a fraction as well. And so you've probably used this a lot in 4th grade as well. We're going to be looking at this word. It's going to be showing up a lot of. So finding 1/3 of something or 1/8 of something. And often when we see that word of, finding of, you'll find this in 6th grade when you do percents too, that sometimes when you see this word of, it's giving you a clue that you are most likely going to multiply. Now that's not true in every single word problem, but if you're being asked to find a fraction of something, it's definitely that strategy of multiplication. In this case, we're going to be drawing some lines. So we can see that our denominator, our bottom number, is 4. So fourths. So I'm looking at this picture and I'm thinking to myself, if I have to separate these into 4 equal groups, which way am I going to draw my lines? And I can see that if I were to draw my lines horizontally, I would need 2 lines here, and this would give me a group of 3 groups. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, but I want groups of 4. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to draw my lines down this way, right? So now I have 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. We can use this picture to actually answer the question. So I have a group of 12 and I'm trying to find 1/4 of it. So if I know these are my 4 equal groups, I would be looking and I would saying, okay, how much is 1/4 of 12? Well, 1/4 of 12 is 3, and we can see that. There are 3 dots in that group. So going to the next one, if there were 2/4, right, which we know 2/4 means the same as half, and half of 12 would be 6 dots. Then we have our next one, which is 3/4, and we can see here we are going to have 9, okay? So showing that visual of finding a portion of something. And down here we have another picture. It says find the value. Draw the lines or boxes to show your work. So you can see we're going to look at the denominator to help us. We already know it's 30, but our denominator says 6. So I'm asking myself, which way could I draw lines to make 6 equal groups? So if I were to draw the lines vertically like I did last time, that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So that's not going to work. I want 6 equal groups. I'm going to have to draw it horizontally this time. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that will give me 6 rows of equal groups. Okay, so really use that denominator to help you decide, if you're drawing the picture, which way your lines need to go, because your groups all need to be equal and they need to be 6 equal groups. Okay, so then I'm thinking to myself, each of these groups, I have 6 equal groups. I need to look and see how much 4 out of those 6 groups are. So here's an equal group. Here's an equal group. 3 equal groups, 4 equal groups. So I'm asking myself, how much is that? And I could think of this, with an array, we can think of it as a multiplication problems. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side times 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. And if I were to count these, hopefully we would see that it is 20. And I could count by 5, 10, 15, 20, okay? So pretty easy lesson. We're going to go over here to the next page, and I want us to look at this. They want us to use the read, draw, write process to solve this problem. So let's read the problem together and see what it says. It says there are 28 flowers in Mrs. Song's garden. 1/4 of the flowers are red. The rest of the flowers are yellow. So we've got some of them are red and some of them are yellow. I'm gonna read that again. There are 28 flowers in her garden. So this is kind of our total. 28 flowers, 1/4 of them, and you'll see soon enough how this means multiplication. 1/4 of the flowers are red. So if they want us to draw a picture of that, again, using this fraction to help me. So I'm seeing the denominator of 4, and I'm thinking to myself, if I were to start to draw a picture and I were start to do 4 at a time till I get to 28, I should know my multiplication facts, right? So 4 times what is 28? So I'm going to start with 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I'm going to continue this pattern, how many groups of these am I going to need to get to 28? I know my facts. I think I'm going to say 7 because I need 4 times 7 is 28. So let's see. I could even count by 4s, right? 4, and then now this is 8. I have another 4, and I have what? I have 12. I have another 4. I have 16, another 4. I have 20, another 4. I have 24, another 4. Okay, so do I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4? 4 times 7 is 28. So I have my 28. Now, it's going to ask me some questions here. So we said that 1/4 of the flowers are red. So again, let's think about this. If I want my groups to be equal, 4 equal groups, if I draw my lines this way, am I going to have 4 equal groups? No. So I would have to look at it and draw my lines this way to make my 4 equal groups. Okay? So then if I'm saying, they're saying 1/4 of the flowers are red. So if I look at this and think of these as rows, here's my 4 rows, okay? 1/4 of these are red. So this row is all red, right? I'll use pink. And then that means the rest of these rows are yellow. Okay, so I want you to answer this question on your own. You've got the picture to do it. How many of the flowers are red? How many of the flowers are yellow? You got this. Bye.